Hi, I'm Eileen Chow.
And I'm Carlos Rojas.
Carlos and I translated this novel, Brothers, by Yu Hua, and we'd like to recommend it to you as one of your summer reads.
So Yu Hua was born in 1960, and he began publishing fiction in the 1980s, initially focusing on short stories before moving on to full-length novels. One of his earliest full-length works was To Live, which was almost immediately adapted into a film by Zhang Yimou, which was one of the most, it became one of the most influential films of the early 1990s. At the time that he published Brothers, it had been a decade since he'd published any novels, and so it was received with great anticipation, and it became the literary event of China in 2005, 2006, when the two volumes were published, both because of the excitement about having a novel from Yu Hua, but also because of the ways in which it represented modern contemporary China.
So, Brothers, as you might imagine, is a story of two brothers, two stepbrothers, Baldy Li and Song Gang, and from basically the moment of their birth and all the way to their shared middle age. And so it chronicles some 50 years of their lives together and also the larger story of China, the dramatic change of China from the 60s all the way to the 2000s. And it tells its story with satire, with exaggeration, with a lot of body jokes, with tragedy, with love affairs, with unbelievable tall tales, and it captures something about the absurdity and the dramatic shifts of China in the last half century.
To give you a taste of the novel, we thought that we'd start by reading the very first sentence and then saying a few words about it.
Chapter 1. Baldy Li, Liu Town's premier tycoon, had a fantastic plan of spending 20 million US dollars to purchase a ride on a Russian Federation space shuttle for a tour of outer space.
So in that very first sentence, there's a controversy because the second clause of the sentence, our Liu Town, this is a phrase that appears repeatedly throughout the entire novel, and we preserved that in our translation. But then our editor at the press, when they received it, they said that this doesn't make sense because who is we? Who is our Liu Town? That the first person plural is never identified in the novel, which is true, and insisted that we remove it. We argued back and forth and eventually succumbed to their will. When the hardcover of the version of the novel was published, Yu Hua found out about this editing decision and was dismayed. And as a result, our editor allowed us to reinsert the Our Liu Town into the paperback edition that we read from just now, which we think is very important because it's not only a novel about these two stepbrothers and the constellation of people surrounding them, but it's also a novel about a voice of the village, right? This collective voice that is modern China.
So we hope you'll appreciate it and have fun with it and follow the voice of the village, woman Liu Zhen. Thank you.
Thank you.